Question 11. Please explain how would your coworkers describe you? Answer. Manager interview questions like this are generally asked to discover additional hidden qualities about yourself that you might not otherwise have mentioned. My coworkers will tell you that I am a team player and a colleague they can count on to pull his weight whether it's a normal day or we're in a crunch. Question 12. Explain, do you feel that you are an organized person? Answer. In this manager question, they are not asking if you keep a messy desk. Don't reveal any organizational flaws you may have, as that will be a strike against you, and if you do have your act together, don't come across as being a neatness freak either. Instead, speak of your ability to manage time and workload. Yes, I consider myself to be very well organized. Every day when I arrive at work, I check my email and messages. Then I plan out exactly what I am going to do that day. Even if I already know that I am going to work on the Johnson proposal, I still review my current status and set my goals for the day. At the end of the day, I review my progress and plan for the following day. Question 13. Tell me, how long are you willing to fail at this job before you succeed? Answer. This is one of the favorite tough questions of John Sterling, co-founder of Interview Circuit. It's tricky because I don't have an answer in mind when I ask it, he says, and I use it to see how the candidate reacts. A variety of answers would be acceptable in this scenario. A good answer would be, I'm willing to stick with this job for as long as it takes to succeed. Sterling says this shows endurance and that you're in it for the long haul. Alternatively, you could say that you plan to fail as quickly as possible so that you can learn from your mistakes and move on. That answer would indicate that they're impatient, aggressive, and not afraid to fail, which are things I like, Sterling says. Question 14. What are your weaknesses as manager? Airline. Answer. Another tricky one. The purpose of this question is to see how you view and evaluate yourself. On the one hand, if you suggest you don't have any weaknesses, your interviewer will almost certainly see you as a liar, egotistical, or both. Don't fall into the trap of trying to present a positive skill in disguise as a weakness, like I work too hard or I'm a perfectionist. Any experienced interviewer will see through this in a heartbeat. Additionally, revealing that I'm not really a morning person and have been known to come in late raises immediate and obvious red flags. The trick here is to respond realistically by mentioning a small work-related weakness and what you are doing or have done to overcome it. Question 15. What are your salary expectations as manager? Airline. Answer. Many consider this question to be a loaded gun, dangerous in the hands of the inexperienced. Oftentimes, an interviewee will start talking salary before they've had an opportunity to illustrate their skill set and value, making any sort of leverage valueless. Here, knowledge is power, as salary often comes down to negotiation. Do some research into your industry to establish base rates of pay based on seniority and demand, but keep in mind your employer is hiring you for what they believe you are worth and how much benefit they feel you will provide. One relatively safe approach is simply asking the interviewer about the salary range. If you wish to avoid the question entirely, respond by saying that money isn't a key factor and your primary goal is to advance in your career. Question 16. Tell us, do you consider yourself a risk taker or do you like to play it safe? Answer. Most of us are a little of each, but be careful how you tailor your answer. If you come across as a risk taker, you may be prejudged as one who will disregard corporate policy in the future. It is best to come across as one who generally plays it safe but is not afraid of taking risks as long as everything has been done to mitigate the risk. I believe that taking risks is part of life, but by mitigating the risk, I believe the best possible solution presents itself. I'm not afraid of taking risks. I just make sure that I have considered all the facts and possible outcomes my decision will have. Question 17. What are your strengths as manager? Airline. Answer. While this question is an invitation to do some chest pounding, remember to illustrate strengths that will benefit the employer and are relative to the position. For example, being a problem solver, being a motivator, being a natural leader, the ability to perform under pressure, a positive attitude, loyalty are typically all solid strengths. But again, consider the position. For example, mentioning you are an excellent team player in a job where you largely work alone suddenly becomes irrelevant to the employer and demonstrates a genuine lack of self-awareness. Question 18. Explain me, how do you react to problems? Answer. This question is basically asking if you panic when problems arise. So make it clear in your answer that you make all attempts to anticipate problems before they arise so you can deal with them in a more controlled environment. I don't react to problems but acknowledge their existence and respond to them in a calm manner. Reacting to a problem causes a panic and the problem does not get resolved until everyone calms down, accepts the situation and then focuses on a resolution.